important question. There is a big difference between application for the diversity visa lottery, selection of diversity visa winners, and getting the visa as diversity visa lottery winner. When it comes to the requirements to apply, usually when you go to the instructions for the diversity visa lottery, they say, okay, in order to apply for the diversity visa lottery, you need to have education of at least a high school education or 2 years of work experience. But if you go in the diversity visa lottery application form, if you go to check the diversity visa application form, there is no any place you'll be able to see a place to write the work experience. There will be a place on the diversity visa lottery form where you will see the level of education. They will be asking you to select primary school, high school no degree, high school degree, vocational, some university courses, university degree, some graduate courses, masters, some doctoral courses, doctorate degree. They'll give you those kind of options. But there will be no place to put work experience. Don't panic. Why? When you fill this one, even if you ended in primary school, has nothing to do with the selection. Because Zinedine Zidane, who was Real Madrid player back Juventus time, then he became the coach for Real Madrid, he ended up in primary school, secondary grade. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, they don't have even high school education. No, they don't. But if they win the DV lottery, I mean, they don't need to apply. If they win, they can qualify because they are professional players at that caliber. So, selection of the DV lottery doesn't care about your education, whether you have doctorate, whether you have bachelor degree, whether you have vocational, whether you have masters, whether you have whatever. They don't care in selecting you. They don't care whether you have 50 years of work experience. They don't care whether you have 2 years of work experience. They don't. So, in that case, when you apply, selection doesn't mean anything. But once you win, now your education and your work experience matters a lot. In order to be given the visas, they have to confirm that you have at least a minimum of high school education, or if you don't have a minimum of high school education, you need to have a qualifying work experience of 2 years and above in the last 5 years. So there is a way on how you put your work experience correctly, how you write your description of what you are doing, how you write the title of your job, things of that nature. So don't fear to apply just because you haven't graduated high school. And when you say high school, you mean that is the minimum qualification in terms of education. But if you have bachelor degree, there is no problem. Even if you don't have any 1 day of work experience, you have high school or bachelor degree or master's, whatever. Or if you are currently a university student, you selected some university courses and you don't need to have a proof of work experience. So this is what I was trying to answer to you. Like, does the US government prefer people with degrees to win the DV lottery? No. Does the US government prefer people with a very high work experience so that they can win the DV lottery? No. Because once they're going for the winning, they don't consider all those kind of things. There is no such consideration to make that who should become the winner. But when they want to give you the visa, Yes, who to be given the visa is someone with at least 2 years of work experience if that person doesn't have a high school education. That is very, very important. Okay. What is the age requirement for you to apply for the diversity visa lottery? What is the age requirement? Is there any age advantage that if you are 45, you are going to win? If you are 37, you are not going to win. If you are 20, you are going to win. Is there any age advantage that they prefer people of certain age? Or if you are 60, you are not allowed to apply. Is there any limitation of any kind? The answer is yes and no. There is no minimum or maximum age requirement for you to be able to apply. But based on the fact that they prefer, or if you win, you need to prove that if you need to prove that you have at least a high school education, or you need to have 2 years of qualifying work experience, by default, it will make you to become at least 17 to have a minimum age to apply for the DV lottery. Why is that? Because in order for you to graduate high school, almost all over the world, high school is 12 years. From primary or elementary school to high school is 12 years of instruction, 12 years to be in the class. So if that is the case, is 12 years. It means, let's assume that person started first grade at the age of 5. So 5 plus 12 is 17. So someone who is 17 likely will be able to graduate high school. So will be able to get the visa in that case. So if you have a child who is 17 years old, who is 18 years old, despite of adding that child in your application, make sure that child has an opportunity to apply on his own, on her own. That will make the person, when the results are out, will be 18. Until to come to America, will be 18. Remember, you can even fill the form for someone who's 10 years old, but if the person wins, will not be able to come because they're not going to bring the mother or the father along to US. No, they're not going to do that. The winner, if a child is winning, will come alone. So is a minor will not be able to go to school, not be able to buy a phone, will not be able to do this because they need adult. So, and you will not have to prove that if he's 10 years old, has a high school education, which most likely, unless otherwise he's a genius. Those are the things you have to pay attention to. So that is something you need to make sure that you understand. Encourage your children. Put them, we'll talk about children, but if you add your child, but the child is 17 years old, just also allow the child to apply as a main applicant. That is very, very important. The question is there any minimum age to apply for the diversity visa lottery? The official answer from the instruction is there is no minimum age to apply, but the requirement of high school education or work experience for each principal applicant at the time of application will effectively disqualify most persons who are under the age of 18. That is how it's going to affect. But the US government is not going to say that, oh, if you are 19, you are going to win. If you are 50, you are going to win is a guarantee. No. There is one Tanzanian who won at the age of 17. When the results are out on 18, already finished high school, came to America. I know that. Someone 19, I've seen that one. So those are the things you need to pay attention. So even if you are 40, 50, 60, you want to apply, just apply. It's very, very important. Okay. Let's go for another question. What are the advantages of the diversity visa program? Why am I talking all the time to apply for the diversity visa lottery? What are the advantages? What are the benefits for you to become a permanent resident? Let me start with the diversity visa program. It's free to apply online. Obviously, if you win, there are certain costs you have to associate.